Okay, so next we're going to take a look at a couple of different things. We're going to begin with looking at copying and pasting different layers. So let's start out by opening a couple of different files. So I'm going to go to Bridge, File, Browse in Bridge, select my Chapter 3 folder, and this is where you'll find your files as well. And so I'm going to open Tools, PSD, hold down my Control or Command key, select Word Text, PSD, and I am going to double click to open both of those. And we'll see that I have two tabs, one with the Tools image open and the other with the Word Text, or Work Text, excuse me, image open. And so it's very simple to copy things from one document to another document. And we're going to do that here. But first, let's take a look at our tools.psd file. And we'll see that our rectangle is not quite matching up with our guidelines. And so I want to select the rectangle, so you're going to make sure your rectangle layer is selected. And then I am going to hit Command or Control T to transform, and you'll see this little bounding box appears around my shape, and it's got these little squares in the corners, and so when I hover over them you can see that I have this little double-sided arrow. And so if I pull out or in on the corners, I'm resizing my shape. On the sides, in the top and the bottom, I have those same little boxes where I can pull out or in to resize my shape. And so transform this shape to meet these guidelines. Now you'll notice we don't have any guidelines on the top or bottom. And so we're going to have to add those right quick. So go ahead and drag from the ruler at the top down until you get to the number 1. And then you're also going to drag down till you get to 14.5. So 14.5 down here at the bottom. And now you'll see that we have guidelines all around our image. Go ahead and drag out to meet the right and the left guides, and then up and down to meet your top and bottom guides. Another way of doing that, so the next thing you'll do once you've got your shape resized is hit enter, and that sets your transformation. Now up here you can see in my history panel I can back up, and you'll see that everything reverts back to how it was when I opened my document. We go back to free transform because I want my guides to show back up. But I am going to this time transform my shape based on using the corner. So you could have just dragged each corner down and up on your file to meet the guidelines. Either way works. Once you have your rectangle sized where you want it to be and transformed, you can go ahead and hit enter to set the transformation. The next thing you're going to do is we're going to copy this work text from our other document over to the tools image. So go to your work text document, select the layer that has the text on it, and to select everything you can hit Command or Control A, and you'll see the bounding box appears all around our image. Again, that was Command or Control A to select all, making sure that you have the correct layer selected. Now we're going to copy that and place that on our clipboard. So in order to do so, you're going to select Command or Control on your keyboard and C for copy. So Command or Control C places that in your clipboard. Another way to do it will be go up here and you can select Edit and Copy. Same thing. Now you're going to go back to the Tools PSD file and you can go Edit, Paste, or you can select Command or Control V to paste. So Command V, and we'll see that I now have the text from the work text document on my tools.psd document. Now we're going to resize this text, and you'll notice that it is no longer a text layer. It is now just a regular layer. We can't go in and edit the text after we've copied and pasted it in this way. So again, Command or Control T, and I am going to resize, pulling on the corners this time. And then I want to center my text, and so again, those fuchsia magenta guidelines show us when we've got something centered. And when you've got the text completely centered in your document, then you will see this crosshairs of this magenta color will show up. So center your text, and as far as the resizing goes, you determine what size you want to resize your text to. Hit enter, and now we're going to turn the guides off. In order to do so, you can go to View, Show, and then check mark out beside the guides. Click on that check mark and the guides will disappear. Now to bring them back up, again, all you have to do is View, Show, and check beside the guides and they'll appear. Now the shortcut for that is the semicolon key. So you can hit the Command semicolon to make your guides appear or disappear, either one. Alright, and that's it for this one. So you're going to save this in your Chapter 3 folder. You'll want to go File, Save As, and it says Tools because that is what it was named previously. However, this is going to be 3D, your last name, and then tools.psd. And go ahead and click Save, and then you can close both those documents. Alright. Close both the documents. Work text X, 3D gene tools.psd X, and that concludes 3D for Chapter 3.